Welcome back, viewers, to the latest researches and news. Currently, we have two significant developments from across the conflict. Firstly, about Fano forces have captured the strategic town of Lumame in East Gojam after heavy fighting with the Ethiopian National Defense Force. The fighting is spreading and more towns are being targeted. After that, about Tigray Defense Forces has revealed a drone capability that changes what we understand about their aerial strike operations. A DJI Matrice 350 commercial drone modified to carry and drop an 81mm mortar bomb. We explain what this means in full. Viewers, in East Gojam Zone, Amhara Fano National Movement Forces engaged the Ethiopian National Defense Force in heavy fighting and have captured the strategic town of Lumame. Ground sources report that Fano inflicted significant losses on the Ethiopian National Defense Force during this engagement before taking control of the town. With Lumame now under their control, Fano forces are reported to be advancing, planning to target the next towns in the area. The East Gojam front has now become one of the more active zones in the Amhara conflict, with Fano expanding its operational reach, while the Ethiopian National Defense Force has been concentrating resources along the A2 highway corridor and the Tigray border simultaneously. Now to the development that reveals something important about how the Tigray Defense Forces is fighting this war from the air. A DJI Matrice 350 drone has been confirmed as being operated by the Tigray Defense Forces, and it has been modified to carry and deploy an 81mm mortar bomb suspended beneath the aircraft on a string. Let us explain each part of this in detail, because every element of what has been revealed here carries significance. The DJI Matrice 350 RTK is not a military drone. It is a commercial drone produced by the Chinese technology company DJI and designed primarily for industrial and commercial applications, aerial photography, infrastructure inspection, agricultural surveying, search and rescue operations. It is a high-end commercial platform. Each unit costs well over 10,000 United States dollars. It is not armored. It is not designed for combat. It carries no built-in weapons system. It is a precision aerial platform designed for civilian professional use. What the Tigray Defense Forces has done with it, the Tigray Defense Forces has taken this commercial drone available on the open market and modified it into a rudimentary but functional aerial strike platform. The modification is described as a mortar bomb suspended beneath the drone on a string, allowing the drone operator to fly the aircraft over a target and release the bomb to fall onto that target from altitude. This is a method of drone weaponization that has been documented in multiple conflict zones globally, most notably in the Syrian civil war, the Nagorno-Karabakh conflict, and the ongoing war in Ukraine, where both commercial and military drones have been adapted to carry and drop various explosive payloads. The technique works because it requires no advanced guidance system in the bomb itself. The drone operator maneuvers the aircraft to position it above the target, and the bomb's own gravity and the precision of the drop point do the work. The implication of the Tigray Defense Forces operating commercial drones as strike platforms is significant in a specific way. It means that Tigray Defense Forces does not need to import expensive purpose-built military strike drones to conduct aerial attacks. It can acquire commercially available platforms legally without triggering arms embargo scrutiny and modify them with available materials into weapons capable of striking specific targets. The Ethiopian National Defense Forces air defense planning for this conflict assumed a specific threat picture. That picture was built around the kind of drones and aircraft it knew the Tigray Defense Forces was operating or trying to acquire. The introduction of modified commercial drones platforms that are widely available, relatively affordable even at $10,000 per unit, and replaceable creates a different challenge, not one that cannot be countered, but one that requires different countermeasures than a conventional military drone force would require. The explosive device photographed beneath the drone is an 82 mm mortar bomb, specifically described as the 0832 series. The construction and markings on this bomb are consistent with munitions manufactured at the Yarmouk Industrial Complex in Sudan. The Yarmouk Industrial Complex is a Sudanese state-owned weapons manufacturing facility located in Khartoum, Sudan. It has produced a range of conventional military munitions, including mortar bombs and artillery shells, and has been the subject of international attention for various reasons over the years. The presence of a Yarmouk-manufactured bomb in the Tigray Defense Forces aerial strike operation is a supply chain indicator. It tells us something about how weapons are reaching the Tigray Defense Forces, specifically that at least some of the munitions being used by the Tigray Defense Forces are coming from Sudanese industrial sources. This connects directly to the broader Simido Alliance context we have covered. The Tigray Defense Forces has been operating through Sudan Army 70 and Army 13 have been confirmed operating in Sudan's Blue Nile region. Supply chains running from Sudan into Tigray, supported by the alignment with Sudan-based forces and the Simido Alliance framework, are the most logical explanation for how a Sudanese manufactured bomb ends up suspended beneath a Tigray Defense Forces drone over a battlefield in western Tigray. The complete picture this reveals: the Tigray Defense Forces is not waiting to acquire sophisticated military hardware before it strikes from the air. It is using what is available commercially through supply chains, through the Semido network, and modifying those available assets into combat-capable tools. This is adaptive, low-cost aerial warfare, and it is being conducted by a force that is simultaneously operating purpose-built military-grade drones, which we have reported were used in the Shurena engagement to destroy Ethiopian National Defense Force tanks alongside these commercial drone strike adaptations. Two categories of drone capability: expensive precision military strike drones for armored targets, commercially available drones modified with mortar bombs for specific positional targets. Together, a layered aerial strike capability that the Ethiopian National Defense Force did not have to plan against in 2020. Two stories today, each one telling you something different about this conflict. Fano has taken Lumame in East Gojam. The Amhara front continues to expand. The Tigray Defense Forces is operating a modified DJI Matrice 350 commercial drone, carrying a Sudanese manufactured mortar bomb as a strike platform. The bomb traces back to the Yarmouk Industrial Complex in Khartoum, pointing to the supply chains running through Sudan that have armed the Tigray Defense Forces aerial operations. Alongside purpose-built military strike drones, this commercial platform adaptation shows a force that fights with what it has and makes that work on the battlefield. Like, share, and subscribe and ring the bell so you never miss an update.